That name, Jeffrey Epstein, it brings up so much, right? Infamy, incredible wealth, power. But here's the thing. Before all of that, before the headlines, there was a beginning. And if we really want to understand the man, we've got to go way back, right to the start.
Yeah, think about it. Before the private islands, before that global network of powerful friends, he was just a kid from Brooklyn. And honestly, the story of how he made that leap, it's probably a lot more surprising than you think.
So that's the big question we're tackling today. Who was Jeffrey Epstein, really? And to even get close to an answer, we have to, peel back all the layers. Forget the headlines for a minute and just look at the very foundation of his life. And that foundation, it was built in post-war New York City. I mean, a world away from the kind of luxury he'd eventually surround himself with.
So let's start right here. Coney Island, Brooklyn. The year is 1953. And look, this is not the Hamptons. We're talking about the working class world of boardwalks, Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, a place with real grit, zero glamour.
And you know what's wild about this? It's how normal it all is. Just a typical middle-class Jewish family. His dad, Seymour, was a groundskeeper for the Parks Department. His mom, Pauline, was a school aide. They all lived in a simple two-bedroom apartment. I mean, there is absolutely no hint of the future billionaire here. None. Well, except for one thing. From a really young age, it was obvious that Jeffrey Epstein had this just incredible brilliance, especially when it came to numbers. He was different, and yeah, people definitely noticed. And this wasn't just some family legend, It showed up on paper. He went to Lafayette High School, and he just devoured math and science. So much so that he ended up graduating 2 years ahead of schedule. 2 years! He was clearly on a different track than everyone else. So you'd think the path from here is pretty clear, right? Genius kid from a humble background goes on to have this amazing university career, becomes a top physicist or mathematician. But this is where the story takes its first really unexpected turn. Okay, so he did go to college. First at the really prestigious Cooper Union, then over to NYU. But look at this. He left without a degree. Now, for someone this smart, that's not what you'd expect at all. It's really our first big clue that this is a guy who just isn't going to play by the established rules. And that refusal to play by the rules, it leads him to one of the most bizarre career moves you could possibly imagine. He becomes a teacher. But, he's not just any teacher. Get this, at just 20 years old, a college dropout, remember, he gets hired to teach math and physics at the Dalton School. Now, Dalton is one of the most exclusive, most elite private schools in all of Manhattan. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. 20 years old, no college degree. And if you put him next to a typical teacher at Dalton, the contrast is just stark. They all had degrees from places like Harvard or Yale with teaching credentials and all that. He had no degree. What he did have was that brilliant mind and a personality that could apparently charm just about anyone. So the question is, why? Why on earth did the headmaster, a guy named Donald Barr, take such a huge risk on him? Well, this quote really gets to the heart of it. Apparently, Epstein had this incredible gift for making super complex subjects totally understandable. His raw intelligence and his charisma, that was all it took. It was enough to let him bypass every single traditional requirement. And that teaching job, that totally weird anomaly on his resume, it turns out to be the single most important stepping stone of his entire life. It was his bridge, his ticket out of the classroom and straight into the epicenter of global finance, Wall Street. Which, of course, brings up the next big question. How in the world does a teacher in his 20s with no degree, let alone any kind of finance background, make a jump that seems pretty much impossible? The answer, as you might guess, was all about the connections he was making. See, at Dalton, he wasn't just teaching kids, he was teaching the kids of New York's most powerful people. And one of those parents was Alan Ace Greenberg, the legendary CEO of the investment bank Bear Stearns. And Greenberg was so blown away by Epstein's mind that he just straight up offered him a job. Now, he didn't start at the top. He came in near the bottom as a floor trader's assistant. But just like back in high school, he wasn't going to stay there for long. He was on an incredibly accelerated path. I mean, look at this timeline. It's staggering. In just 4 years, he goes from an entry-level gig to being a limited partner at Bear Stearns, one of the most aggressive firms on the street. And then just a year later, poof, he's gone. He leaves to start his own very mysterious, very exclusive firm, J. Epstein & Co., managing money only for billionaires. His climb to the top was complete.
So when you step back and look at this whole journey, right, from that apartment in Brooklyn all the way to Wall Street, a very clear blueprint starts to emerge.
And this is that blueprint. It's this really powerful combination of things. First, that raw intelligence he used to impress people. Then, a total willingness to bend or even break the rules. Add to that a real knack for cultivating powerful mentors. And then, underneath all of it, just this relentless, driving ambition.
And that right there, that's really the key takeaway from his origin story. This wasn't a guy who climbed the ladder step by step. No way. He was the guy who found ways to just skip the rungs entirely. He used those unique gifts, his brain, his charisma, to connect with powerful people who could basically let him cut the line to wealth and influence. And it all leaves us with one final, kind of lingering question, doesn't it? When you look at these patterns established so early in his life, you just have to wonder, are the seeds of our entire future really planted deep in our past, just waiting for the right conditions to grow?